Stick with it. New York, stick with. Because it's a really good, really fun movie, but LA is just banana balls.
Speaking about Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone has confirmed that he has talked to Kurt Russell about a Tango and Cash sequel.
Yes, please.
But Kurt Russell's not interested.
Oh, no.
Because he said they're too old, they're not in great shape anymore. However, he has said to Stallone that they might talk about it again.
Who cares if they're too old?
Look,
bloody Schwarzenegger's making Terminator 7 million and 6 by now.
Stallone and Russell are in better shape than people like you and me will ever be. I would watch
Damn
them.
right.
Tango and Cash is like the definitive 80s fluff movie.
It is. Pure buddy cop, nothing but balls out fun action.
It's such a good movie.
And do you know, that's what we need. We need Tango and Cash in the modern day.
We do
Machismo
nonsense.
Yes, reacting to all this, like, hoity-toity, whatever the hell it is that we've got ourselves mixed up with these days nonsense.
Have you been watching the reaction to Rambo, the new Rambo movie?
Yeah, man, that's being torn apart by critics.
Yeah, but the audiences are really liking it.
Yeah.
You know why it's being torn apart? The usual
of
shit.
course.
Midnight's
Edge have done a series of videos on it by this point.
I watched the recent one tonight and they're talking about it in Dave Chappelle because we talked about Chappelle the last night we were doing the show.
I've seen it.
Have you watched?
I watched it. It's so good.
And it's so good.
So good.
So funny.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle, Sticks and Stones, Netflix.
So
if you
funny.
haven't watched it, do yourself a favour.
Bill Burr's Paper Tiger is out as well.
Right.
Watch
Is that Netflix too?
It's Netflix as well.
Okay, I'll have to stick that one on.
But I watched it the other day. But I saw Bill Burr last year live, and it's actually that tour.
All right.
I've seen the show.
So you know all the jokes.
But I still watched it, and it's still really funny.
Class.
But yeah, so Rambo.
No, like, do you know what the worst thing is about Dave Chappelle? Like watching that. That's the type of comedian that I grew up watching.
You know what? We grew up with Hicks and Carlin and Murphy, and that's the kind of comedy.
Yeah.
That's what comedy's meant to be.
Well, comedy's telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's nothing more of it. Like, nothing is more funnier than when you point out the obvious.
Yeah.
Something that everyone else either takes for granted or walks past or tries to cover up.
Yeah.
Shine a light on it. Instant hilarity.
But look, it's also shining light. If you're looking at all this nonsense that's happening in a minute with Justin Trudeau, have you seen this?
Yes, this is bananas, isn't
It's
it?
just beautiful.
What
just
the
beautiful.
hell?
But what it proves is everybody can make a mistake.
Yeah.
Everybody can be an idiot. Okay? And nobody's holier than thou.
No, they're not. Right. Like, we're all scum.
We're all scum. And I remember years ago going and watching this, it was like a puppet show. I can't remember what it was called. Something Street.
Oh!
I can't remember what it's called.
I know what you're talking about,
You know
though.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But there's a song in it called Everybody's a Little Bit Racist.
Yes. Yeah, I know that
I
one.
remember listening to it, and it's absolutely true. That it does not matter how progressive or right-thinking or anything else you are. Everybody sometimes at least thinks something that they're ashamed of.
Yeah.
And you can't help that. And that's what comedy is. Comedy shines the light on that. But anyway, yes, so Tango and Cash. But yes, that's what I'm going to say. Rambo, like, the worse the reviews are for it, the more I want to see it.
Yeah.
I think, because I know Midnight's Edge most recently.
Avenue Q.
Avenue Q, is that what it was? Avenue Q?
Yeah, that was the puppets.
It's class. It's so good. But yeah, I'm finding now that the more things are getting bad reviews, the more I want to go see it.
Yeah, because it usually means that you're in for a good time.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's like? It's reminded me of all this bullshit from years ago. Do you know whenever they said, like, oh, don't drink this, don't do that, don't smoke this, don't do whatever. And everyone instantly wants to do it because it's bad for you.
Yeah.
Don't eat fast food, it's bad for you. I'll have a Big Mac, please, fries on the side, make it a large.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Now the same thing's happening.
Yeah.
Now the same thing's happening with entertainment. Don't play this game, don't watch this, don't do that, don't go there. Yeah. It's going to make more people want to do it.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to me with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was never on my radar before, but the more I heard about how offensive it was and how horrible it was, and I was like, I need to watch this.
But I mean, I wasn't offended by any of it.
I just thought it was hilarious.
I wasn't offended by it. I didn't think it was shocking either.
No.
Like, there's nothing in Dave Chappelle that I haven't seen a million times before growing up in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what it felt like to me. I didn't feel insulted by it. I didn't feel offended by it or anything. I just watched it and I laughed my head off.
Yeah. I know. It's really, really funny. It's really, really good. The dream is still alive for an Alita Battle Angels sequel. Apparently, James Cameron has written a treatment for a trilogy of movies. And it's hinted at that the Blu-ray home sales are basically what's going to tip it over the verge as to whether or not it gets a sequel. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Right, you need to watch it. It's really, really good. I want to hear what you think of it.
I'll wait for the next Netflix release. Sure, at this point. Actually, you know what? No, I'll go out and buy a Blu-ray. I'll support the cause.
Right. Okay. Now, a quick couple of bits of news, and then we've got two fairly big stories which we'll talk about. Disney Plus might be planning to do a Solo series without Solo.
What?
Because apparently it's going to be more of a Solo spin-off, which focuses on Darth Maul and the gangsters and all that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's going to continue the story from the end of Solo, but not bring Solo into it.
Right. Sorry, no, that threw me for six there when you said that you were going to do a Solo series without Solo. You mean in the same universe as Solo?
Yes, like as in it'll take place where Solo ended.
Right. Sorry, that was a wee bit of a mind mess there.
Sorry. Okay. That's what I mean. Solo's story to me is all told. So
yeah, it's
I
done.
want to know what happens.
I want the Maul story.
Yeah, well, we've heard that a Maul series might be coming, so I'm wondering if these other two are the same series.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, and Amelia Clarke, I would say, would be well up for coming back for a TV series.
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, work's dried up now that Game of Thrones is over.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just starring in Paul Feig's new one, so...
Yeah, Christmas movie. Because I quite liked her. I thought she was really good as Kira. So I would watch
it. So did I. I really enjoyed it.
Right, now, two big pieces of news. The first one is that... We all know Matt Reeves is working on The Batman.
Yes, we do.
We know that Robert Pattinson is going to be putting on the cape and the ears.
Yes.
And now it looks like it's all but confirmed that we're going to be getting a new James Gordon in the form of Jeffrey Wright.
Felix Leiter.
Mm-hmm. Who is currently probably best known for Westworld, let's say.
Yes. Now, surely this means that this is a completely different universe now. Because surely it's J.K. Simmons that played Commissioner Gordon in Justice League.
It is.
So...
I don't necessarily think it does.
Right.
I don't necessarily think it does. I honestly think it's... I think it's stunt casting because, look, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Jeffrey Wright's a black actor.
Yes, indeed,
And up until this point, Gordon has always been white. And even in the DCEU, Gordon was played last, as you said, by J.K. Simmons in Justice League.
Yeah.
Now I really like Jeffrey Wright. I think he's a really, really good actor. And if J.K. Simmons hadn't already been Commissioner Gordon, I would have been all on for this bit of casting.
Absolutely, yeah.
But now I think it's just... What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that alone just is enough to confirm it now. Because before you could have left it alone, it would have been fine. Yes, Ben Affleck is the character that Robert Pattinson grows up to become. Mm-hmm. That's great. That's absolutely fine. But then when you start changing around... the events, you start changing around what different actors look like and so on and forth, maybe change a few genders around here and there. It's just cutting it off and making it its own little tiny box.
Yeah.
Instead of being a little part that has just, it's like a little jigsaw piece that you can clip onto the side of it and there you go, there's a little bit of an expanded world there for you. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's what I think it is there, and that's the main problem I can see with it. I'm on the exact same page as you. I think Jeffrey Wright's a fantastic actor. I think he's been highly underutilized in Bond so far.
Yeah.
To the point where everyone's talking about, we want to see Idris Elba as Bond. No, I want to see a Felix Leiter spin-off movie.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright's really good. And he feels like he's never quite got the role that he deserves yet.
No, he hasn't. I mean, in the few scenes that he's in the one good Bond movie that he appeared in, Casino Royale, he is electric.
He's class in it.
He is so good. Like
he steps in and tells Bond to wind his neck in.
Yeah, with the bit where Bond's going after, what do you call him, Le Chiffre?
Yeah.
With the knife, and he goes, get the girl out! He comes up and goes like, Felix Leiter, brother from Langley.
Yeah.
I'm bleeding chips, man.
Yeah, I just wish...
Brilliant.
And the thing about it was, J.K. Simmons was perfect as Commissioner Gordon. Mm-hmm. But here's what I think. Firstly, I think I do believe it's still the main DCEU for a couple of reasons. I still think that Robert Pattinson's Batman is the same Batman we met already with Ben Affleck. I don't have any doubt in my mind. Because if it isn't, then DC is now working on a third universe. So
you're thinking they're going down the almost like a reverse role of what happened with Harvey Dent and Two-Face.
Yes.
Because, like,
Tommy Lee Jones,
I mean, no harm to you. Billy D. Williams was a black guy.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he still is a black guy.
Yes.
But back in the day, he was certainly a black guy, and he was Harvey Dent.
Yes.
And for any of us worth our spit in comic books, we know for a fact Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face.
He does.
So this is all the same universe. It's roughly the same actors that lead all the way through it. Michael Keaton leaves, in comes Val Kilmer, but Michael Goug's still there. Like Pat Hingle's still there. And for some reason, when Two-Face finally shows up, he's a white guy.
Yeah. But
Well, half white, half purple guy. But
at
still.
the time, do you not remember? Like, it wasn't that big a deal. Like, I know there was a bit of like, oh, okay.
But the argument could be made that we were all incredibly racist back in the 90s. We didn't see it whenever a white dude replaced a black dude.
Well,
but now that we're all still incredibly racist, now that a black dude's replacing a white dude, we're all up in arms because we're so racist.
Which is funny because the racist me really loved Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent.
Joe, I find that awful funny. I brought that up at the last Clan meeting.
Yeah. I thought Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent was an inspired bit of casting.
I thought it was class because, I mean, he really gave off this great energy as a DA.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'd love to see it, but under the direction of Tim Burton. What would a Two-Face look like in that? And especially with Billy D. Williams playing him.
Yeah.
Because you could really have that loud, brash, out there Billy D. Williams as the Two-Face side, but then as the Harvey Dent side, you could have that more, hey, Peter, welcome to the
nobody
cool
does
side
suave
of
like
the
Billy D.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I think it could be that. I think they could just have, right, let's hope nobody notices.
Yeah, because, I mean, to the untrained eye and to, like, the general movie-going audience, Harvey Dent and Two-Face are two completely different people.
Yeah.
I mean, when most people saw Batman in 1989, I don't think they were looking at Billy D. Williams going, oh my god, he's going to be Two-Face someday. Looking at him going,
I was, but I know
I know you were, but you're a special case, right? You're like me, you're the head case, right?
Yeah.
But for the general audience back in the day, they were just like, oh, it's Billy D. That's the Star Wars guy.
That's the Star Wars guy.
Oh, like he's playing a politician.
Yeah, so I think it could be just the reverse of that. I think it could be just like, let's hope nobody twigs, right?
Yeah.
Because they did it with Felix Leiter as well. James Bond, all those movies are supposed to be in the same universe. Felix Leiter was a white guy, was a white guy, was a white guy.
In all fairness,
was a black guy.
In all fairness, with Daniel Craig and Casino Royale, that was supposed to be the reboot.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean. Like, it was supposed to be, so you can
Judi
get
Dench
away
was
with
still
doing
in
things.
it, and
I know, but like it's a different.
I know it's a muddy
and
waters. The
it's
Bond
it's very muddy
continuity is all
waters
over the
indeed,
place.
but you could get away with that.
Yeah.
But like, to me, I still follow the tried and true thing that it's a new Bond every time. It's a new Felix Leiter every time.
Okay, but they're all just code names.
Yeah, which still doesn't make sense because there's a guy that plays Felix Leiter in Live and Let Die.
Yes.
And then Felix Leiter comes back in For Your Eyes Only, I think it is, played by a completely different guy. Then the guy who played him in Live and Let Die comes back for License to Kill. The other guy gets eaten by the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, there's, like, 15 odd years of difference there.
Right, okay.
And in the middle, there was a different guy playing Felix Leiter.
Right. The other big possibility here, and to me this was seemed quite realistic, is that they're just trying to pretend Justice League didn't happen.
Yeah, more than likely. That and the fact that J.K. Simmons is back over in Sony's camp now playing Alex Jones. J. Jonah Jameson.
I just think that there's a bit of ignoring Justice League going on here.
Yeah, I think that's going to have to happen, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what a mess.
But it's, you know, what we have to remember is, you know, Matt Reeves himself, I know fair enough at this stage it was 2017, but the last thing he officially said that we know of is, he wrote that on Twitter, he wrote, of course Batman will be part of the DC universe. Batman will be Batman. In my comments from a while back about him not being part of the DCU, what I meant was the Batman being a story specifically about Batman, not about others in the universe. It won't be filled with cameos serving other stories. It'll be a Batman story. Fact of the matter is that if they're going to set this movie in the earlier years of Batman's career, it was established in Man of Steel that the expanded universe that it didn't happen until Superman landed.
Yeah.
And at that stage, Batman had already been about for some 15 years.
It's good spin, really, when you sit and think about it.
What?
What Matt Reeves said.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice little bit of spin either way you play it.
Yeah.
Because it's appealing to both sides, where you can turn around and say, oh, no, that's a completely separate thing. It's in its own universe.
Look, I think
but you can still interpret that from what he just said there now, clarifying his earlier comments.
Yeah.
He spun that as, oh, no, it means that Wonder Woman's not showing up and Aquaman's not going to be breaking down the door, you know?
It's going to be, I think it's not going to make any reference, and you're going to come away from it going, if you want it to be that universe, it's that universe. If you don't want it to be that universe, it's not that universe. It's going to be a self-contained, which I think is perfectly reasonable.
No, I agree.
I think it's personally really perfect, you know. But I honestly believe, because they have, as I said, they have the Joker universe, they have the main DCEU universe, and the DC expanded universe. Whether people like it or not, we're getting Suicide Squad sequel, we're getting Wonder Woman sequel, we're getting Birds of Prey. that universe is still alive and well.
I think that's the one thing that I'm excited for